So, I am Teal McLaren, formerly Teal which most of you probably knew me as, if you knew me before this, because I just changed my name like yesterday. I've been with Young Living for 7 years, and I've been obsessed with these products since the very first day, and the overall company and their love for supporting others, as so many people have talked about today. Learning about essential oils, the products, the supplements, it intrigued me a lot to learn more about my body and all the other products in my daily life that were in my household. And I was like 20 at the time. So I was a university student. I was just learning to live on my own. I didn't really know what I should question and what I shouldn't, but Jordan put a video on Facebook one day and it changed my life. So I've ordered every month since, and it has always been necessary to order every month since because I need those oils in my life. I need the supplements in my life every single day, and I need to have them on hand. Our loyalty program has allowed me to get my Ningxia usually for free because you rack up the points so quickly. There was at one point I had like 800 points and Rhonda was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, I just wanted to get to 1,000. I thought it'd be cool. And then I got a lot of free stuff and it was awesome. As Heather just talked so much about, Ningxia is unmatched and everyone should have it in their house. But I specifically became more passionate about women's health and the menstrual cycle 4 years ago when I was struggling with my IUD. I know there's a few men in this crowd. Please absorb this information too, because all the women in your life would love you to know what is going on in their body. Because sometimes they struggle to know, and I for sure did. So this is not an uncommon tale to struggle with birth control or an IUD or your menstrual cycle health in general. And so I started learning more on my own. And when I came to the determination and felt comfortable with no longer being on birth control, I went to the doctor and I was like, okay, we're gonna cut this out. And my nurse practitioner, very supportive, wonderful, love her. The OB, on the other hand, that had to remove my IUD, if I saw that woman again, it would not be kind. I actually had to phone Jordan after the procedure and be like, I need to be on the phone with you or I'm gonna yell at somebody, because this was such an awful experience. And it really just solidified to me that the medical system is not about helping women heal their bodies, and it's just about pushing birth control. Because raise your hand if the solution you were given was birth control when you showed up at the hospital 1, 2, 3, 4, the last 5 times. Who knows? They always say, oh, well, are you on birth control? Birth control can fix that. Maybe we just have to change your dose. Maybe it's this. And I'm like, it's always birth control. It has its time and place. It is for some people, it's not for everybody, and that is okay because you are in control of your own body, and I am here to empower you to know that. Also, they just came out that birth control has been classified as a carcinogen. So there's that to consider too. So when I started looking into coming off birth control and how that would work, I had zero interest in getting pregnant. I came across natural family planning, learned that women can only get pregnant 5 to 6 days out of the month. I was 23 when I learned this and taught myself it. And so when you know more about your body and what is happening, you have so much more control. And this all just really threw me into a spiral and a deep dive of what else I did not know about my own body. There we go. There's my passion. At that point, I was a little ticked off, and it has fueled me to share my passion with other women so they can feel empowered instead of shamed like I was. So the female body is so cool. We each have our own unique internal clock. That is our menstrual cycle. Your cycle can be anywhere from 26 to 34 days. Most are around 28, and anything you look up online is usually based off a 28-day cycle. So if you're different than that, totally normal. Just kind of adjust the days that it's telling you. Your cycle can tell you so much about your body, and in the holistic world, we call it the 5th vital sign because that's how much it can tell you about what is going on in your body. And there are 4 phases to our cycle that mimic the seasons of the year. The menstrual cycle, or the menstrual phase, is day 1, aka when you start bleeding. This is winter. It's all about rest, relaxation, staying warm, and letting your body reset. A healthy period should last 4 to 6 days and have no symptoms. Wouldn't that be wonderful? It can happen. It is hard to get there, but it is so worth it, because when it just shows up and you're like, oh, wow, my body's awesome. And then the next month you might have a little bit of a struggle, and then the month after that you might be back to symptom free, but it all depends what's going on in your life every single day. The next is the follicular phase. You're producing estrogen, you're getting your energy back, and you're coming back to life like spring. You want to move your body more, eat lots of nutritious meals, and make plans for socializing for the following week, because you will want to be a social butterfly during your ovulatory phase like it is summer, baby. Your estrogen has peaked, your libido is bumping thanks to the small spike in testosterone, and your skin will be glowing. Your body is looking to get pregnant, whether you are or not. And it's only at that 5 to 6 day window you have to be conscious of. But maybe go take a boxing class if you need to burn some energy. That shouldn't be put somewhere else. At the start of fall, the weather is still warm. The leaves are changing, but a chill has started in the air. This is what the luteal phase feels like. It is the longest phase of the 4, usually around 10 to 14 days, again, depending on the length of your cycle and when you ovulate. You'll be coming off your ovulation high with the crash of estrogen and the beginning of progesterone production. This is the hormone that lets you down easy and breaks it to your uterus that you did indeed not get pregnant another month. And it is time to prepare to shed your uterine lining. Fun fact, the luteal phase is the stage your body permanently gets put into while you are on birth control. The only reason you bleed is a synthetic hormone withdrawal. It is not a real period while you're on birth control. The end of the luteal phase is peak PMS time, which we all know and love. PMS is your body's way of telling you there is something wrong and you need to find the root cause. The most common premenstrual symptoms are cramps, acne, tender breasts, headaches, mood swings, sleep issues, heavy bleeding, food cravings, joint and muscle pain, weight gain, bloating, and more. Those are just the most common ones. Some people have more than that, and some people have less, but yeah, there's a lot that can go on to show you that our bodies are setting off alarms and telling us that we need to address other things in our body and our everyday life. It is not your cycle hating you, it is your body screaming for help. So PMS, endometriosis, fibroids, PCOS are all so common these days that we forget that they didn't used to be. There are so many exposures and circumstances in our everyday lives that can impact our health, and specifically for women, it shows through our cycles. Endocrine disruptors, aka hormone disruptors, are everywhere and in everything, from our food to our shampoo to the air we breathe every day. Jolene touched so much on this. I'm glad, because I don't have time to elaborate on it. I got a short time window compared to her. This is where we take our health into our own hands, and it becomes so important. You will never be able to eliminate 100% exposure, but there is a lot you can control, including removing products that contain ingredients like fragrance, phthalates, SLS, petroleum, parabens, and the rest of the dirty dozen plus lists that you can find online. And this would probably cut your exposure down to 50% or less, just by controlling your own home, because our homes can be the most toxic place if we let it be. So 7 years ago, I slowly started switching products. It is not a quick process, but you can see the benefits, or when you see the benefits and weigh the costs, it is worth spending that little bit more money to buy what you use every day from a reputable company that has your best interest and your health in their hearts. It is so worth doing the research, and overall it doesn't actually cost you that much more. You just have to put the upfront cost usually, and then the dilution save you, because it lasts forever. I jumped straight into the business side of Young Living because I'm so passionate about sharing everything, and I don't gatekeep anything. If you get me talking, I will just keep talking. I'm kind of an info dumper. If you ask me one question, you're going to be there for 10 minutes. before you get another question in. Doesn't mean you need to be sell with this. Because once someone is educated, it's hard for them to go back to being uneducated. Like, they know it. And once they accept it in their hearts, then they go, damn it. And then they're on the train with all of us. And all you have to do is give them your Young Living number, and they make their own orders, and you keep chatting with them and educating them, and you learn together, and they learn on their own, and we're all in this together. And you create a bigger community and a bigger community like this. So if you struggle with your period or just want to start taking care of your hormones in general, these are the steps I would take. 1, start cycle syncing, or at least being conscious of your phases. As I explained before, each phase is different and your body needs different things. If you are aware of that and treat it accordingly, your cycle will be nicer to you. You can sync your cycle through productivity, exercise, diet, supplements, and more. Pinterest honestly has great breakdowns about this, like so many graphics about this that you can just print off on your fridge, and then you know each week of the month what you need to be eating, doing, how you should be exercising. It, like, honestly, is not that hard to start incorporating cycle syncing, and you don't need to be perfect about it. Every little step helps a little bit more. And keep track of it. Like, keep a journal, keep something of like, okay, during my follicular phase, my energy was okay, but like maybe next month when I do this, it'll be way higher, and then you track that so you know what's working and what isn't. Number 2, I would switch your cleaning products and then eventually your body, hair, and makeup products. It's a slow process. It takes a lot of time to run out of what you had, unless you're going to be the person that absolutely garbages everything after today because you're like, oh my God. Whichever way you go, start switching. Everything from your household cleaner to your laundry detergent, because those are major sources of exposure for your endocrine system, and they are an easy transfer by. Number 3, I would start using topical progesterone. Most PMS issues stem from estrogen dominance, which can be caused by endocrine disruptors because your body can't regulate how much estrogen it is producing. Obviously, Young Living has Phytoprogessins Plus. We all swear by it. It is amazing. I would highly recommend, if you are just starting to use it, high dose it. Like, pour like 20 drops down your spine before you go to bed, and you will have the best sleep of your life. And if you really struggle with, when I really struggle with my period, I do that like in the first day if I have cramps, pelvic pain, like whatever is happening. 1 high dose of that, and the next day is so much better. And like, I usually have, like, I've tried to regulate my cycle. I have busy times where I don't treat my body as well, and then they get worse again, and like that always is one thing that has helped me. Our progestins is produced from wild yams, so our body knows how to use the progesterone that we are putting onto our bodies. If you're using a synthetic progesterone, your body is still going to be like, what the heck is going on? This oil specifically has helped so many women that struggle with infertility get back to a regulated cycle where they actually ovulate and then can be fertile again. Number 4, I would support your thyroid, adrenals, and gut. Endoflex, clary sage, sclerescence, dragon thyme, and geranium are all essential oils that are amazing for your thyroid, adrenals, and pituitary glands, for all the systems which are all systems that produce hormones. Supplements like super magnesium and power Jais, which I believe are the 2 NFR ones, and then Omega Jais, Essential Zymes, Life 9, Super B, and Ningxia all contain amazing nutrients that your body needs for optimal functioning and thriving. And if you have been on birth control for an extended amount of time, your body will be depleted of vitamins and minerals, which is just another thing that they don't tell you when you go on it. But I'm sure it's in the very long, extensive list of potential side effects that come with every monthly box of pills. If you've seen the videos where girls like finally unfold that pamphlet and it's like this big and this big of writing of all the side effects, you're like, oh, good, thank you. Number 5, I would increase your fiber and protein in your diet. Hormones need proteins for their production. You should be consuming 0.8 grams of protein per pound you weigh, and the increased fiber is essential for your gut health. Pooping is the only way to get rid of excess estrogen, so it will help with your estrogen dominance as well. You should be going once a day, if not more. Healthy poops, that's all we want. And number 6, I would eat 30 grams of protein within 30 to 60 minutes of waking up to stop a cortisol and blood sugar spikes. These two hormones go hand in hand with your cycle hormones and are important to have control of. Drinking Nature Red in the morning can also help with your blood sugar as well. I can keep going on all of this. There are so many ways to support your cycle that align with every lifestyle. Trust me, I work 3,000 hours a year at my full-time job. I am a farmer. We have busy seasons. It only takes 5 minutes to apply all your oils and take all your supplements. I have to look myself in the mirror every morning and say that, so I do it. Because sometimes you are just tired. Our bodies are made this way for a reason as women. And I think every woman should be living in sync with their cycle, whether they are on birth control or not. I know I didn't mention a lot about postpartum or menopause. I'm slowly learning more about them. But if that is the stage of life you are in, you can sync to the moon cycle, which is super cool. Nature, our bodies, they all go hand in hand. So the full moon would be your day 1. That's when your winter is. The next 7 days would be your follicular, your spring. You might have more energy or just treat it as you do. And then, just cycle through those 28 days or 28 days. So I absolutely love talking about this stuff and sharing lots of it on social media, mainly Instagram. If you want to follow me, I'm at Teal. I am currently doing a deep dive through each phase of the cycle over the next month, and you can also message me through there. There is no TMI. I want to know everything about your cycle, everything, nitty-gritty details. Tell me. I hope you have learned at least one thing today, or I have inspired you to learn more about your body. Thank you so much all for being in here. I love being in a room full of like-minded people, and I'm so happy I could share my passion with you.